Hi everyone, my name is Julie Dejewski and I am a librarian here at the Center for Legal Information. This video is one in a series of videos on how to use the library's electronic resources. This particular video deals with the library's news resources. You can find a listing of our news resources on the library's website. Just scroll down and you can see that we have several resources available. I am going to start off by looking at the News Research Guide. The News Research Guide provides topical listings of news resources. Here I have selected Banking and Finance Law. You can see that the identified resources include things that are freely available on the internet, and then also things that the library subscribes to. You have the American Bar Association Journal and New York Times, but then you also have things like Westlaw Topical Highlights. If I scroll down, you can also see that we have some blogs identified. And here we are back at the library's website. We covered the News Research Guide, which is a good resource if you are looking for information on a particular topic. Next up, we have both the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. We are going to cover these together because they function pretty much the same way. For both of these resources, you do need to set up an individual account. The sign-up link is on the library's website. For the New York Times, just go ahead and click the sign-up link. When you do that, you will be asked for your multi-pass credentials. Then you will arrive at this screen where you can type in Duquesne School of Law as your school. Select that. And here you are at the screen to set up your account. It is important to know that your account only lasts for 1 year. And here on the sign up screen, you can see that there is some fine print that tells you that you do not have access to the premium crossword puzzle or certain apps. But for the most part, the access that we get via this Academic Pass account is pretty similar to what you would get if you were an individual who paid for a New York Times subscription. From here, I'm going to go back to the website. That is the New York Times. Once you sign up for your individual account, you can use that to log into the New York Times website. Remember that we were considering the New York Times and Wall Street Journal together because they pretty much function the same way. Both of them require that you sign up for an individual account. Both of them require that you renew that account every year. And then both of them offer sort of perks like email newsletters. Moving on, the next item is Law 360. As of the time that I am taping this video, which is fall 2020, we do not have remote access for law students. Law students can only use Law 360 if they are in the library or law school IP range. Faculty members, on the other hand, can contact me and I may be able to set you up with a remote account. It is possible that the access for law students will change, so just keep posted on that. Law 360 is a widely read news resource. It is something that practitioners look at. I'm going to click on the link to go to the website. And here is Law 360. One of the strengths of Law 360 is that it has a wide range of subject feeds. As you can see, there are 61 different sections. And these are the sections of Law 360. Most of them are subject related, but they do have some sections that are focused in on particular geographic areas. And that includes a feed for Pennsylvania news. One feed I want to point out is Access to Justice. It functions a little differently than the other feeds. Access to Justice is freely available. So law students would have access off campus. Anybody can sign up for the Access to Justice feed. Now I'm going to look at the Pennsylvania feed. And here are the Pennsylvania news stories that are available on Law 360. I'm going to select the first item. And here you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, we have attached documents. This is one really nice feature of Law 360. A lot of times they will supply the underlying documents. If this news story was based on a brief that was filed in court, they will have a copy of the brief easily identifiable. This can be great for stories that are in the news, rather than hunting around on a docket somewhere to get the newsworthy underlying materials. You can just come to Law 360. Another tip for searching Law 360 is that a lot of these materials are available on Lexis. If you see a Law 360 story that you want access to, but you can't get to it because you are off campus, what you can do is take the headline, I usually put it in quotes, put it into Lexis, and search just the legal news section of Lexis. Many times that will bring up the Law 360 story. That is Law 360. And now I am going to return to the library website. Next up, we have the Legal Intelligencer. For those of you who do not know, the Legal Intelligencer is a Philadelphia-based legal newspaper. Even though it is from Philadelphia, it does have a lot of coverage of just general Pennsylvania law and also the Pittsburgh legal market. I'm going to click on the link for the Legal Intelligencer. Here is the sign-in screen for the Legal Intelligencer. To sign in, you can use your Lexis credentials. I'm going to sign in with my Lexis credentials. Now that I have signed in, where it used to say login, it now says my account. Under my account, you can find access to email newsletters. Here you can see there are a variety of newsletters available. I have selected the weekend edition and also special report. Going back to the site, it is important to understand that the Legal Intelligencer is part of a larger network of legal newspapers. This network is called Law.com. We subscribe to the Legal Intelligencer. However, we do not subscribe to the larger Law.com network. You get 3 free articles a month off of Law.com. After that, you will hit a paywall. Just like Law 360, the Law.com network is owned by Lexis. A lot of the materials on Law.com can be found on Lexis. I am going to go back to the library's website. The last resource that we're going to look at is Bloomberg Law. You can find Bloomberg Law under Popular Databases. This is the Bloomberg Law sign-in screen for an academic account. To locate the news, you need to click on Browse at the top left side of the screen. From there, you go to News and Analysis, and then Bloomberg Law News. And here is the main page for Bloomberg Law News. You can see that there are the top stories of the day, and then on the left you have a variety of different news feeds. If you've ever heard of a company called BNA, BNA used to make a variety of different law-focused newsletters. A few years back, Bloomberg Law bought BNA, and they have spent several years integrating the BNA news feeds into Bloomberg Law. So a lot of these categories of news feeds are based on the BNA feeds. However, they tend to evolve over time. They are not static. For example, you can see things like coronavirus, corporate governance, and social justice. These are sort of hot topics. You can also see that they have something called US Law Week. That is exactly what it sounds like. It is a very well-known overview of the legal news for the week. So that is US Law Week. I'm going to pick the Social Justice and Diversity newsletter. And here is the Social Justice and Diversity feed. You can see that we have stories on the left and then practitioner insights, which are more in-depth analysis pieces on the right. You can also subscribe to this as an email newsletter. What you want to do is go to Subscribe to Newsletter. Here you have a couple options. You can either get the editorial highlights or you can go for personalized highlights. If you choose personalized highlights, you can select certain topics. Say you are interested in policing reform. Select that topic. Then decide maybe you want only a weekly email newsletter. You can select that. Decide what day of the week, and decide the time. And then you will get sort of a compilation of articles on policing reform once a week. If you go ahead and save, you will start getting that email newsletter. Say you change your mind, you are just getting too many emails from too many sources, you no longer want to get the email. What you do is you can type alerts up here at the top search bar. Go to Alert Management, go to Newsletter Subscriptions, and you can see that you have 2 active subscriptions. If you want to get rid of one, just select it. Then click Off Highlights and save. Those are the Bloomberg Law email newsletters. Again, they are a really great source of subject-specific content. I am going to go back to the library website to wrap up here. This has been a quick overview of the news resources that we offer here at the library. If you have any questions, my name is Julie. I am the Electronic Resources Librarian. You can reach me by clicking on the Ask a Librarian link on the library's website, and either I will get back to you or you should hear from one of my colleagues. Thank you.